What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Alright, we're coming back to Avenged Sevenfold. Yes, indeed. Avenged Sevenfold fans? Feeling? You! Come on now! Here we go! Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bobbidi-bob, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Zach D, and it was also the winner of the Premier Tier Patreon Request Prioritization Poll, winning with 46% of the vote, moving it from number 707 in the queue straight up to number 1. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, your voice, your vote does matter. They all want to see me react to this song by Avenged Sevenfold called The Stage. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a minute, hang on, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Avenged Sevenfold, surprise, surprise, and the video has 45 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Avenged Sevenfold, The Stage. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this!
became a man. Then came a calm sophistication I can hardly understand. So lost in ego, didn't notice when the time it slipped away. Yeah, everybody got a sound. Jesus Christ.
Playing around that 7. The major 7 to boot. It's going down though. So it's just a semitone movement. But it's amazing how effective that can be. Especially when we put the 5 underneath it. Root to the 7, the 5 underneath. It would be the augmented 7? No, not. Yeah. Would that be the diminished 7? Diminished 7, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. I think it's diminished 7. Anyway, I digress. It's amazing how just doing that one little simple semitone movement down can have such an impact on the song. And a lot of that has to do not just with the notational selection, but a lot of that has to do with what's happening within the rhythmic pattern, within the drums, and within the guitar playing as well. With the subdivisions that they're coming up with. Feels good. It feels good, man. It really does. It's simple, yes, but it has a very effective feel. Vocally, I got no issue with anything that's happening vocally at all. It's conducive to the song. Not the most impressive vocal work I've heard from him, but it doesn't have to be impressive. It has to fit the song. That's far more important. So yeah, I'm digging what I'm hearing. Everything across the board sounds really good. It's got a nice feel, nice drive, nice energy. So yeah, I got no issue with anything I'm hearing so far. Let's keep going. Let's see where this is gonna go.
Born to die, leave it to man to levitate his own idolize. Well, simply sociopath with no communication, baby. I see your angle growing different from my points of view. So tell me, what's your problem? Who is the crowd that appeals to the cage as we perform here upon the stage? Tell me a lie in a beautiful way. I believe in answers, just not today.
See if I'm right about that. It sounds like they're going root 2 7 5. They are. Wait a minute though. Hold on. Can't tell if the 7 is a natural 7 or a flat 7. Let me hear that again. So I was wrong on 2 counts there. I thought it was a natural 2. It's not a natural 2. It's a flat 2. So root, flat 2, flat 7, not natural 7, down to the 5. Interesting. If I can get some resonance going here in my desk. So root to the flat 2 to the flat 7 to the 5. It's weird playing like this. It does not feel natural. There you go. Interesting progression. Definitely an interesting progression. Not one that I would have thought of. And I swear, when the first I heard it, I was like, "Is that?" It doesn't. It sounds like they're going up a full semitone, and they're not. That threw me off. It absolutely threw me off. It sounds good. It does sound good, and it does feel good. Like I think that's part of the reason why it threw me off, because it did feel as good as it does. I like it. I definitely like it. Let's keep going here. Yeah. Guitar solo, right? This has an old Avenged Sevenfold feel to it. It's funny. If I remember correctly, I may be wrong about this, but when this went up on the poll, people were saying in the comments that this song, this particular song, had a feel and an approach like old school Avenged Sevenfold. I'm talking like Waking the Fallen type of feel, or Sounding the Seventh Trumpet feel. But with a more updated sound that Avenged Sevenfold has achieved over the years. So it's like they achieved, they worked hard on their tone and on their playing ability, on their talent, on, especially vocally. They grew and they grew and they grew and they improved and improved and improved. And then they went back to a songwriting style while keeping their growth, but going back to a songwriting style of early Avenged Sevenfold. And I absolutely agree with those comments. I could see purely from a songwriting standpoint, I could see it. I could see this song appearing on Waking the Fallen. Absolutely. But you could hear the growth and development, especially vocally. The guitar players, Gates and Zaki have always had talent as guitar players, always. But you definitely hear more of a feel approach in their soloing. The technique is still there. It's still impressive, but it's more of instead of trying to be a couple of shredders, they're definitely playing more with feel in this. But a songwriting approach, like the song structure, The chordal progression, very, very old school Avenged Sevenfold. It's like the best of both worlds, in my opinion. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of the newer stuff they write, I hate to say it, but it's very how should I put this? I don't want to say generic. It's not generic. It's predictable. How about that? It's very predictable. Where you look at the songwriting ability and the songwriting style that they had in the early days, it wasn't nearly as predictable. There were times in their earlier songs that you just didn't know where the song was going to go. Look at Chapter 4. I mean, I think that song pretty much right there will sum it up. You're like, wait a minute, where's this going? Or Second Heartbeat, not so much, but I mean, but definitely Chapter 4. I mean, any of the songs off that album, you're just gonna take a look at them for the most part and go, you'll feel it. It feels like it's gonna go somewhere and then misdirection. It's like, oh, well, it works though, and it sounds good. So they've taken all their growth and gone back to their roots. I think that's really cool, man. I do. I'm digging the tune. And the thing is, I just looked at the time. 6:22's gone by. Doesn't feel like it. It really doesn't feel like it. So this is about an 8.5 minute long song. We already had 6.5 go by. It feels like about 5, maybe even 4.5. It does not feel long at all. I'm seriously enjoying this tune. I really am. We got about 2 minutes. I'll bet we could probably just finish it out. I bet we can. Let's just let it run, and we'll go from there.
Just wake up. Can't you wake up?
Back to key again. Interesting with the drums. I know I said I wasn't going to pause, but I got it. The drums in this just got really interesting. The kick, just the kick, went into a double time field, hitting on everything, hitting on every downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything else stayed in its straight time. That's interesting. As a matter of fact, it's so interesting, I want to go back and I want to hear it again. No, I don't care. Hey, it's my show. If I want to go back, we're going to go back. Man, talk about shaking things up. That was great, man. Great job. Now, go back a little bit more. Let's feel it. Feel that transition. Here it comes, right? But everything else is just straight ahead. Especially the snare. Snare's only on 3. Wow, that's cool. nice. I like the ending. Fading out the band, fading out the song, and bringing up at the same time the crossfade over with the acoustics. I like that. I like that approach. A nice finality to it. I mean, they could have faded without the acoustics. They could have. I think it would have worked just fine. But I like bringing those acoustics up, almost like we're starting all over again. I like it. I really like it. Good song. Good song. This 8.5? Nah. I mean, I know it is. I know it's an 8.5 minute long song. Didn't feel like it. Did not feel like it at all. This song did not feel monotonous at all. There was a lot of things happening in there that helped it stay interesting and keep me vested. And man, I'm not even kidding. 8.5? No, it felt like about 6. Honestly, the time flew by on this song. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Avenged Sevenfold with The Stage. This was a request from Zach D, and it was also the winner of the Premier Tier Patreon Request Prioritization Poll, winning with 46% of the vote, moving up for number 707 in the queue, straight up to number 1. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, your voice, your vote does matter. Okay, I thought about this, and I'm going to be honest with you, I struggled with coming up with a rating for this because there were 2 ratings I was really kind of on the fence with, and it was literally like right in the middle. And I kept wavering one side or the other. I leaned just a little bit this way, and we were up in this one score. Then I leaned another way this way, we were up in this score. And I'm like, At the end of the day, though, I have a rating, and I feel very good about this rating, and I'm sticking to it because I did find one thing that really kind of cemented it. So let's get to that rating, shall we? Out of a possible 5 stars, I'm going to give that 5 stars. Yep, 5 out of 5 stars. You heard me. I didn't stutter. That is the rating I feel this song deserves. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, I was struggling with this one. I knew it was a great song. I mean, the bottom line is this. This was, the very least this was going to get was a great, okay? At the very least, all right? But there were a couple of factors, one in particular, that kind of pushed this over into the 5-star rating. Number 1, the musicianship on this. Very well done, as always. I kind of expect this from Avenged Sevenfold. I kind of expect that upper tier musicianship, and we definitely got it. We absolutely got it. The growth in ability, not so much from the guitar player. I mean, don't get me wrong. Gates and Zach, they both have improved as guitar players over the decades. They have. Okay, let's call a spade a spade. It has gotten better. It has gotten tighter. But you'll feel that if you listen to them through the decades, you're gonna hear that they still got the technique. They can still shred. They can still do all those things. But you'll listen to them, and there's far less emphasis on the shredding. Don't get me wrong, they still do. But now they're not shredding so much for the sake of shredding just to be impressive and see how fast they can go. They still shred, but it's a lot more about the feel now. It's a lot more about laying back and playing with soul, playing with life. And you can hear it in their guitar playing. It has matured over time. And I like that. I really do. Bass, drums, sound solid. Okay, absolutely solid. Am I gonna sit here and go, it's impressive? No, I'm not gonna say that's impressive. It was solid though. It was a great job across the board from both of them. I got no issue with anything that happened within the rhythm section. Vocally, this sounded. I'm gonna be honest with you, folks. I think this is some of Shadow's best work. I really do. Great tone and great pitch control while having the tone. Not trying to go super out of range. Although, to be honest with you, he did go up into some registers that it's not that I wasn't expecting. I could hear it coming, but when he hit them, I was like, wow, okay, he got it. He got it, and he got it clean, and he got it strong. So no problems there. Everything he did was immaculate. It was absolutely clean and immaculate. I'm not gonna sit here and say perfection, because I don't believe in perfection, but dang it, it was super clean, and I will absolutely give credit where credit's due. I stand by this. Some of his best vocal work I think I've ever heard from him. That was actually one of the factors. That not the factor, but it's one of the factors that helped push this up into the 5-star range. What really did this for me more than anything, there was another factor. I'm going to save the main factor for the end. Another big factor that helped kind of nudge me over into the 5s was the fact that the time flew by on this. It did not feel like an 8.5 minute long song. It didn't. To me, this felt like about 6.5, maybe 6. Possibly. It could have been that short. I did the first pause and I was like, seriously? That much time's gone by? Are you kidding me? Didn't feel like it. Though the song was very engaging. A lot of great a lot of great switch ups, a lot of great misdirections, things that, and I'm not saying misdirection in a bad way. It swerved away from where I thought it was going to go. And that was really nice. I mean, after a while, you found the pattern and you could follow the pattern, but the pattern would constantly switch up. It wasn't like it relied on the same pattern for like 3 minutes straight, you know? It would be on this one pattern for about a minute and a half, and then it would switch gears and move right on to the next thing, which I was grateful for, believe me when I say this. Hello.
Intruder alert, intruder alert.
Everyone would love to see you. Yes, hi. I want attention. Mwah. Yeah, I know. You want daddy. I know. No, it was constantly changing up. It was constantly changing direction, and that really helped with the time flying by. The song never felt monotonous. It never felt like it was stuck in the doldrums. The song never once felt like, you know, oh, we're still here. You know, it never got boring for me, and that's to me, that's a big deal. When you can have an 8.5 minute long song, and I don't get bored, that's amazing. That's seriously amazing. That means you're doing some really nice songwriting. Speaking of which, the big factor, the factor that want to get down, or you're kind of you want to get down? I think she wants. All right, say goodbye. Say goodbye. Yep. As I was saying, the big factor for me. This is really what kind of solidified. Like I said, I was kind of debating between 4 and 5 stars. This is what solidified it for me. The songwriting really harkened back to old school Avenged Sevenfold. But they kept their growth as far as their ability, their technique, their tone, how they've matured over the years, and they took all of that knowledge and they went back in time to like Waking the Fallen. As I was listening to this song, there was one song, well, technically 2 songs, that kept resonating with me. I'm like, this sounds like something. This sounds like something in particular off Waking the Fallen. And I could not put my finger on it. I was like, chapter 4 maybe, but not exactly. It felt like something else. And I finally figured out what this song reminded me of. It reminded me of I Won't See You Tonight, parts 1 and 2, because there were parts of the song that moved fast, and then there were parts of the song that stayed slow. And that's very much I Won't See You Tonight Part 1 with the slower part, and I Won't See You Tonight Part 2, the faster part. And I was like, this feels like it. I remember reading in the comments when I put this up on the post for the polls, people were saying in the comments, you're gonna love this because it sounds like old school Avenged Sevenfold. Boy, those comments, they were not kidding. I absolutely did get old school Avenged Sevenfold vibes from a songwriting standpoint only. They brought the maturity, they brought the growth with them, and they went back in time, and it felt really, really good. I dug this tune. I did, man. And I'm gonna say right now, I will have absolutely no problem listening to this song ever again. I know it's 8.5 minutes. Quite frankly, I don't care because the entire 8.5 minutes, I was thoroughly entertained. So, yeah. And then that ending, fading out the electric instruments, fading them out. And at the same time, doing that crossfade, bringing up those acoustic guitars to end it out. Necessary? No, I don't think it was needed, but it's a nice touch. I absolutely appreciated what the acoustic guitars were doing, adding that finality to the song. And I think it was very well done. Like I said, though, not necessary, but a really nice touch. So, yeah, man, 5 stars out of 5. I feel good with that rating, and that is where we're going to stay. So, 5 out of 5 stars, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully, I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.